Where was this form 3 weeks ago? Liverpool get the result 4-2 against Tottenham. Mohamed Salah gets on the score sheet. Cody Gakpo and Harvey Elliott puts on a performance of his lifetime. I think this was a coming out party for Harvey. Right from the first whistle, he was on top of Tottenham players, pressing and harassing them nonstop with Ange Postecoglou's very dangerous style and a risky style of play that he likes to implement at Tottenham, which I think ends up biting him in the ass and shoots himself in the foot a lot of the times. But it's a very high reward type of style of play as well, as you can see towards the end of that game, which I think says a lot about Liverpool and the way that we've been approaching games all season long. Before we get into the video, I just want to say big shout out to you, Dunk, at Cop Talk. You are the man. Thank you for letting your followers know about my video about the Monster of Merseyside. I just appreciate you even just putting that out there, man, and appreciating some of my views. I just want to say thank you to every single one of you who watched that last video. I put so much time and effort into it and a lot of research into it, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So I appreciate every single one of you that has decided to tune in and that has decided to follow us. I'm going to double down on this whole thing and hopefully continue to grow and grow and grow. And hopefully you guys can come along on the journey with me. And we can continue to get the name out there, grow Liverpool fan bases, get more fan channels out here. If you're thinking about starting a fan channel, just do it. I dilly-dallied on it for so long, then I finally just decided to set a camera up. If you're thinking about it and you have some amazing views and thoughts about Liverpool and you've been a fan for a long time and Liverpool is in your heart, I mean, for me, I even have a Liverpool tattoo here, right? I have the crest tattooed on my chest. Do it. Just do it. Don't wait on it. So appreciate all of you, and let's get back to the video. The first 10 minutes of every game is always absolute chaos. We did a lot better with that today. And then the last 10 minutes is absolute chaos. And a lot of times that swings in our favor, right? We have some of the most goals, I think the most goals in the last 10 minutes of games. This is a weakness that's kind of been pretty prevalent in the Jurgen Klopp side since essentially his whole entire Liverpool career. You haven't been able to really do a really good job of closing out games and putting games to bed so that other teams are completely out of it. A lot of the times we just try to outscore them and we score and score and score again, and that is our defense. That's how we manage games. It's just by running the score line up. And that works sometimes, but being able to manage a game, keep the ball away from the opposition, and play good defense is so important, not just in football, but in every sport that you can think of. And that's why that slogan, defense wins championships, is pretty much coined in almost every sport. It's so important to be able to do that. And in football, a really good defense looks like keeping the ball away from the other person so they can't put the ball in the back of the net. I think a lot of the times we really need to work on that thing. And I think with the appointment of Arne Slot, I think that will change because he plays in a very more possession type of football. I know he has really great stats that are very comparable to a Jurgen Klopp side, but I think there's one thing that we kind of have been bypassing as Liverpool fans. It's his admiration of Pep Guardiola, actually. He is more of a Pep student than he is a Jurgen Klopp student. There's a quote that I saw the other day that he's like, if anybody's playing on TV and it's Manchester City or Pep Guardiola or whatever, I'm watching that. And I'm watching it to the end and I'm dissecting all of it. They're some of my favorite teams to watch and to play. And he actually didn't bring up Liverpool. And this is an old quote, obviously, but he is a student of Pep. He loves his game. He loves the way that he plays. And I find this really interesting that Slot actually was appointed the manager over a Roberto De Zerbi or over a Ruben Amorim, right? Where these guys are a little bit more proven, have a little bit more accolades. De Zerbi obviously being a little bit more experienced in the Premier League, hasn't really won anything, but Amorim obviously having like all those accolades behind him. But I think Edwards is looking at, could I take a page out of the enemy's book a little bit by appointing a manager that is similar to the manager that we have right now? Very charismatic, very similar pressing statistics. But can he be a little bit like the other guy, the other rivals in Manchester, right? Which I think he is. And if you look at some of Fandor's games, he's like a blend of both of them, right? Very aggressive play, very aggressive press, but also really, really harbors on and hounds on keeping the ball, playing beautiful football, staying in possession, closing out games the right way. So I'm really excited to see that change when Arne comes in and takes over Liverpool, because this is obviously something that has been an issue for us this season. You look at those Manchester United games where we should have put these games to bed, and we should have probably not even be talking about being out of the FA Cup right now, right? We would have got Coventry. We would probably be in the final right now doing a double if we were able to manage these games a lot better. And you see that again with this Tottenham game where it's 4-0 up. And how do you concede two? And now we're on the edge of our seats. Like, are we about to see one of the greatest comebacks in Premier League history again? That's one of the big things that I took away from this whole thing. Harvey Elliott is going to have a whole ton of fun under Arne Slot. If he can deploy him in a wide 10 role or a central 10 role, I don't know if that really suits his skill sets. I like him in that wide central midfielder role that he's playing in right now. But if we can push him further up the field, oh man, he's a special talent. I think he's really, really good. And I think if he is let off the leash, him, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and Gakpo, if they can get let off the leash and they can start playing some stylish football that suits their strengths, that isn't, I mean, it's going to be very demanding. Slot plays a very demanding brand of football, but they're used to that. But being able to have license to go forward, take more shots from distance, be very creative. You see, Slots teams, they do a lot of back heels and flicks and playing triangles and squares and things like that. I think that suits these Liverpool youngsters so well. And I'm really excited to see him come in, honestly. And I think this might be another masterstroke by Edwards, right? In this Tottenham game, only highlights that a little bit more. I think it shows really the story of Jurgen Klopp's time here at Liverpool. A lot of fun, a lot of emotion, a lot of love, a lot of goals, but also, man, what could have been? Did we why can't we close it out? Why can't we put this thing to bed? And looking at games and also looking at trophies, right? This was really a really good depiction of really Jurgen Klopp's time at Liverpool in a nutshell, right? This game was. I'm not being critical of Jurgen at all, and that's not what I mean by that. But you have to look at it and you have to think like, man, it's kind of true, right? Where we almost stutter at the finish line almost every time. Obviously, we got it over the line in this game, but it's kind of became a characteristic of Jurgen Klopp in these teams, right? But looking forward, and I wanted to touch on this a little bit. Obviously, Harvey Elliott is the man of the match. I forgot to mention that. But I wanted to touch on some of the transfers that are coming in and that I've been hearing about in the past couple weeks, and what this could mean for Liverpool squad moving forward, especially after this game and what I saw with a lot of these players, with Gakpo being able to play on the left-hand side, Harvey having a lot more influence and actually getting to play. Number 3 in assist, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that in the Premier League, only behind Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri. Think about what would have happened if he would have got more game time, right? He may be the top assister in the league right now, and he may be sneaking into that Euro squad playing with Foden, Bellingham, Saka, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Declan Rice. I mean, absolutely insane. It would have been really mouth-watering to even just think about. But think about some of these players that could potentially be coming in. Geertruida, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but I've been keeping tabs on this guy loosely over the past handful of years, and I'm like, he's a good player and very versatile. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, really good with his feet, and can play essentially everywhere. I know we've seen him at center back, and we've seen him at central defensive midfielder and right back, but I think he has the technical skills to play literally anywhere on the pitch, which I find really, really interesting. And I think he might be the most important signing that Liverpool make this summer if he does. I think he should be priority number 1, especially at the price that I'm hearing. I think it's going to be about 35 million, give or take 10. What he can do for this team is a lot of things. One, think about the positions that he covers: center back, central defensive midfielder, and right back. The 3 areas that we've struggled with coverage with pretty much since Klopp has been in charge. Imagine if he can come in that right back role and push Trent into a double pivot. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans are saying that the prospect of him being in a double pivot with McAllister, it's so important. And I think Slot's hearing that, and I think he's already noticed that. And I think that's probably why we've been so heavily linked with this guy, is because I think Slot has big plans for Alexander-Arnold to turn him into a world-class and a top 5 player in the world, which I think can happen. if we move him into a position like that, where he doesn't have to worry about 1v1s. He can pick passes from deep. He can use that right boot, use that wand, and just freaking lace him into the top left hand corner, play beautiful passes in behind the defense. I think that is Arne's dream right now, and that's why he's so aggressive towards this guy that he wants to bring in that plays for him right now, right? Not only that, but we know that Ibu Kanate is one of those players that isn't always fit every single time. So imagine we have another player that we can literally just slide just one step over and he can cover for Ibu when he's out. We know central defensive midfielder is an area that we've struggled in as well. He can step in and play there. So I love that. I love that signing, and hopefully it does happen because I think it unlocks everybody in the Liverpool team. And I think if he's in that squad today, I think we close that game out easily. I think Trent has a world class game. I think Elliott continues to have a world class game. I think Szoboszlai gets freed from that box to box role that he does not. He can play it, but that's not his best position. I think he should be playing right behind the striker, and being able to drift into spaces and hit balls from distance and put him into the top left hand corner, right hand corner like he does with his national team. I think Gakpo should be out left, and be able to take players on, use his long legs and his stride and his technical ability to pick out passes like he did from that left wing to find Mo Salah, right? And I think we need a goal scorer, whoever that may be. I don't know. Victor Gyökeres, Somerville, he's really great too. I think he'll probably come in as a winger. It's an exciting time at Liverpool. Great result for us for sure. But let me know what you guys think. Who was your man of the match? Who is the guy that we should have been looking out for that we're not looking out for? And what are your thoughts on some of these transfers? I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for supporting that last video, the Monster of Merseyside. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 1,000, so if you guys could help me get to 1,000, that'd be insane. This channel is just growing like I never thought it would grow before, and I appreciate all of you for the love and support that you guys have been showing me these past week. And I never thought that this channel would get to nearly 1,000 subscribers. Honestly, I did this just to really just have fun with this whole thing, and I'll probably do a story time once we get to 1,000 and tell my whole story. I'm just beyond grateful for every single one of you that has decided to subscribe to the channel and support me. But appreciate you all. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Peace.